Alright everyone, how's it going? And welcome to episode 15 of the online career mode. Today we're just starting off as we just hit November here, in our third season. There's the calendar. We've got 5 games this month, all of them against the computer. But one of them there is the area quarter final of the Check and Trade trophy. That's our first game here as well. So after this quick training session, we'll just head straight into it. This is our lineup's looking. I did slightly switch it there, it just glitched out on me, didn't notice at the time. It should be Harry Wilson on the right, Russo in the cam, and Branko on the left. But in there we go. We managed to carve out the first chance for us. Russo threads the ball into Branko. He rolls it into the corner. 5 minutes in, the perfect start for us. Now we've got Timo Werner running on the wing. He whips the ball in. Fekir hits it on the half volley. And we are flying already. Coventry though, they're not quite out of it yet. It's in the 15th minute. Someone lays off the ball and it is absolutely cunted into the top right corner. Nothing the Grabbar could have done about that one there. But now Russo is in again. We fake shot to the side, open up some space, and he makes it through onto us. Back in the driving seat. Then a couple minutes after that, Branko's bombing down the left. He whips the ball in. Werner in the volley this time. We're up 4-1 in the first half. Into the second half, again it's Branko down the left wing. A chip at the edge of the box where Jallo is. He hits it on the volley. That one creeps into the corner. And now since this one, I'm just sort of cracking some shots. This one here though, Jallo rolls at the Fekir. Fekir just lays it off to Harry Wilson. He takes a touch, smacks it into the top corner. What a goal that was. But yeah, that was pretty much 100% the match won. Not avoiding our Coventry goal though. But yeah, that was the final score, 6-2 to us. I'll quickly go through the results of that for the Check and Trade. You can see there they are there. Owen and Welshie still winning their games. They're both through to the next round too. Off for the area semi-finals, where I'm actually playing Owen. So we will see what happens there later on in the season. And now another international break has come upon us. We've had to limit our team down to our pretty much second. And our first league game of the month here is a home one against Blackpool. I decided to sim it. So into that we go. Takes a while for anything to happen. They get a player sent off in the first half. But in the 73rd minute, Jallo breaks the deadlock, puts us 1-0 up. And that's how the match ends. Especially good because it was our second team pretty much. Now in for another quick training thing. Pretty much training the same players over and over again. So Harry Wilson's up to 75 rate now. And now we're just putting our main team back in. International break is over. The fourth group stage match of the Europa League was played out. Will and Colin both winning their games again. Against Malmo and Marseille respectively. If they're going their second league game of the month, is against Plymouth. It's away this time, but I do decide to risk sim it. We're on some good form, and I mean, that attack itself should be beating anyone in League 1. But in the first minute we concede. 35th minute though, Harry Wilson does equalise. And Werner at the start of the second half puts us in the lead. Hoping now we're just in the clear. But Plymouth do equalise late on. And the match ends 2-2. Quite disappointing there. It's not a loss at least. But as I say, considering how good our team is, it isn't great. But yep, more training here. Kitlana this time ranking up. And now we're in their next league game. It's a home one against Bristol Rovers. Again, I sim it. I do trust the team a lot more when I'm home. This one, Branko scores the first goal. Then Valerie. They get us to 2-goal lead. And in the 80th minute, Branko wraps it up with a brace. Back in winning form. And now before our last game of the month here, I went and bought the cheapest scout I could. No real reason for it to say on the account or anything. He's just there so I can scout some other players to find out what sort of price I'll have to pay for them as the January transfer window is coming up. So he just stays there so he can take any player. And now we're in their last game of the month. We're away to Oxford. This one we are playing. Not wanting to risk another away sim. And the first chance of this game comes within the first 10 minutes. It's Oxford this time. They go for a cheeky shot. Barbaro's there to save it though. Not getting beat from that angle. Now Fekir has passed it on through to Branko. He whips it to the back post where Harry Wilson's arriving. The shot's blocked, but still fumbled over the line. We'll take a lead like that. Now for a few passes, Fekir's dinked it over to the running Werner. He takes it on the half volley and absolutely rocks it over. Now in the second half, this time Wilson's chipped it through to Werner. He should be finishing this, and we do. 2-0 in the 70th minute. But then Oxford whipping across. It's a pretty poor defending there as Oxford do tuck it away. Not the pressure's on me. They're down the wing again. In comes the ball. The header's won. And we've completely chucked it. 2-2. All tied up. Now we're fighting for the points in the last couple of minutes. In the 85th. Fekir gets the ball on the edge of the box. Cuts it on his left. Takes the shot but it comes off the bar. But then we're straight back in with another attack. Russo finds himself running past the defenders. He gets the ball off Jallo. And we get the goal. 3-2 to us. And now I'm pretty confident that we've won the game. But we do get a corner in the 92nd minute. I decided to take a pretty stupid one just for the sake of it because, you know, they will blow if they get a counter attack. I whip the edge of the box, Traore hits it on the volley. It's intercepted by Maiga and he tucks it away for the fourth. So fully secure it in the last minute. 4-2 win the us. And the second last game of the group stage for the Europa League was played out this week as well. This time Callum will drew their games. Will against Panathinaikos, Callum against Ghent. And that leads us all the way up to December. Here's the calendar for that. A very packed month. 6 league games, 3 cup games. That's all 3 of the cups I'm still in. Including the Carabao Cup quarter final against West Ham first. the second round of the FA Cup where I actually start this season, and then the area semi-final of the Secretary Trophy where I'm against Owen, MK Dons. So, starting straight away with the Carabao Cup game against West Ham. It's a massive one. We're well into the business end of it now. We get our strongest team going this time. This game we get the first chance through Werner. A little bit of a drag back. Gets a chance to take it on the right foot. Tries to curve it in, but it does just go wide. 30 minutes in though. The ball on the wing of Werner. Does a wee roulette. Crosses it in. Sergio Branco sprinting for it. He just hits it first time into the corner. And we've got the lead now against West Ham. But they were definitely putting on the pressure here in the second half. The ball is played through. Arnautovic is just sitting at the 6-yard box to just slide it past the keeper. Now they're constantly going for it. They're getting a few more chances here. That one they fully wasted. But 64 minutes in, Werner's still got the pace on him to sprint past the defence there, smack a shot across the keeper into the far corner, get us back in the lead, which does win us the game. So that's us through to the semi-finals now of the League Cup, which is far better than any of the last few seasons we've done. The only one of us still in the League Cup, apart from me, is Seth, and he also won his game, so that's us both through to the semi-finals. Playing against different teams, so it'll be interesting to see if we'll meet each other in the final. And yeah, now another quick training. I know they're getting towards the last few months of the contract. I do have to renew a few of them. Starting off with our main man, Sergio Branco. He's still on his starting wage at £440 a week. Ends up signing a new 4-year one at £5.5 grand. A couple of bonuses in there too, which I'm sure will hit. Then Kit Lano, he just gets £1 more than what he's currently earning, £5 grand. Then Abubakar, he actually accepts less. Jan Valery, he accepts about £100 less. But now we're going to their FA Cup match, we're against Cheltenham. This is probably one that I could have simmed, but because I was away and because I do want to try and do decent in the cup at least this time, I did play it. And the first main chance comes us in the 23rd minute. Jallo rolls out across the big man Ewan Turner. He's able to finish that in the top corner quite brilliantly. And then just before half time, the ball's bouncing about a bit. Werner ends up getting the volley on it, and as easy as like, we're 2-0 up. But now in the second half, a few wee passes around, ends up going to Branco. He hits it with a wee flick over the head, smacks on the volley. What a goal. He's so good. It just gets better and better, it seems. But yeah, that does put us 3-0 in the lead. Again, the game looks wrapped up. We're against the League 2 team, it is expected anyway. But not what a cheeky corner goal. That's something I went off the inside of the near post, into the side net on the other side. Fair play. I was able to counter it though. With a goal from Jallo. The first shot's blocked, but the second one just finished high into the corner. And then 10 minutes after that, Curtis Jones gets in the action. Another really nice finish there on the outside of the foot. And yeah, the second round of the FA Cup there will win 5-1. Here's the results. You also see there that there's only 2 other people in it so far. That's Owen and Welsh, who both won their games. The next round, round 3, is where Callum, Will and Seth come into it. As because they're in the championship, they start in round 3 this time. But yeah, now we're getting close to our semi-final against Owen in the Secretary Trophy. But before I do that, you can see here in our email, the release clause here has been paid for Saunders. 550 grand is a lot more than the thought he had, and because I haven't used him at all, I was quite happy about that. Some extra money for us to spend in the transfer window coming up. We'll see what our players are signed then. But for now, it's time for a check and trade match. Up against MK Dons, me versus Owen. Let's get into it.
Alright, here we go.
This guy from like Brentford, wasn't it? I remember writing them down on that old spreadsheet. Oh, that's a goal.
Yeah,
where was my keeper even standing? No, I'm stretched.
that was ridiculous, cunt. Who was that?
What a goal.
that was ridiculous.
What dribbling?
Oh,
That's a sketchy one right there. That's what to score against Will.
That was
with
good.
that
was good dribbling though. It messes you up on that standing. Because I did that one. Oh my god.
Oh.
14th.
Yep. Here's Mansfield.
Oh my.
How's that slipped in? Oh no.
Oh.
What a save.
Oh.
2 from International League too.
Oh,
Got the
what a
4th
save.
there.
Guevara turn off the save now. Golden goal.
I want to do a half because I'll shit myself a golden goal.
Yeah. Oh, just
So Jack, should we just, what should we do? So we'll just play a half, and then if it goes to that, should we do the next half's golden goal?
Yeah. That'll be the best way to do it. I wish there was penalty shootouts.
Yeah, I can't. This morning I woke up, I was like, oh.
You kind of happy we didn't do golden goal then, Jack?
Yep.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Oh my god.
Oh, tackle! He went flying. Oh no, it's over. Oh! I nearly slid in front of that.
You did, that's why I was like, that's why I stopped and I was like, I don't want to bang it because his keeper's going to save it. I'm trying to pick up the ball, fuck.
Game over. GG.
Wait, oh fuck, it's only one half, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, so yes, there we go. I am unfortunately out of the Check Trophy. Owen ended up beating me there. He's through to the area final. Welshie's also through to his area final. So it may well be another full us final, which could be Owen versus Welshie. We'll see what happens to that. Now though, in their first league game of December, we're against Bradford. Playing this one as well, just to avoid an away loss from a sim. And this one, the first main chance comes just before the half-hour mark. Fakir rolls it across for Curtis Jones, just a tap in the corner. But yeah, that was literally the only thing that happened that game. I mean, I'll take it, it's a 1-0 win. But yeah, and another quick training session here. Same sort of players once again, just constantly getting them going. I'm now just checking through my objectives to see what they're looking like. The FA Cup reaches round at 32 stage. I'm hoping I can pull that off. They keep salary growth under 20%. I didn't realise this at the time, but it counted the pre-contracts. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it would, I just didn't think it would for some strange reason. But you can see the current growth is 314%. So I pretty much need to get myself promoted to save myself the job, because it is the only critical objective I've got. So here's hoping I don't mess that up. But now we're in the second league game of December. This one's against Rotherham. Sim in it. Pretty much the strongest team going as well, as we've got that added pressure now. I've pretty much happened to finish first or second. Werner gets the first goal in the 22nd. Then he gets his own second in the 32nd. And I do end up just skipping to the end because it's looking like we're winning. And we do win it 4-1. Harry Wilson scoring another one, with Werner getting another hat-trick. But in that match as well, you see from this email, I've got Jan Valery. He's out for a game through suspension. Too many yellow cards. That's fine. I've got a neighbour who can play right back as well. Hasn't featured that much for us this season, but I'm sure he can do the job. Another training session here. Kamil Grabara getting very close to 79. And now we're going to our next game that we're playing. We're against Reading. We're away. And this is where I have to be wise, because this is a very hectic period at the end of the month. We've got like 4 games within just over a week. So I play the first away one to get out of the way. Reading get the first chance here in the first 5 minutes. Grabara does hold on to it quite well. It's quite a nice looking save that. And now here, Werner's on a run. Fakir chips over to him, he's away. I try and get on his right foot, the finesse past the keeper, but their centre back does come flying in, takes him out, conceding the penalty. I just use Werner for it. No mess around for this one. Just send it into the bottom right corner. No change of mind in that one. That's then followed up quite shortly after by Curtis Jones, hitting the shot from the edge of the box, put his 2-0 up. And then in the second half, Werner's run down the side of the box, a cracker shot across the keeper, comes off the bar, nearly falls to Branko to finish off the rebound, but just not quite. And then in the 77th minute, Reading have a chance there to flip the ball over the top, head it down, then it's squared across, and they do get a goal. Another clean sheet with thrown away, but it was the last main chance of the game. They do win 2-1. They keep their league form intact. And the final group stage matches were played out here. Wales was against Bayer Leverkusen, he drew 1-1, and Callum against Valerenga, he won 3-0. So that is both of them through to the round of 32 of the Europa League, top of each of their groups. We'll see who they come up against later on in the season. And because of, as I said, this very hectic period of the month, they're just games after games after games. So in the next one that we're simming, we're up against Portsmouth. This one you'll notice here we've rested some players. Abubakar, our centre back, is the one who puts us up 1-0. Then he gets a brace, puts us up 2-0, and our CDM Maiga wraps it up with a third. Very odd game that. A couple of days after that, going to our next game. This is our simmed one. I'm against Coventry. Home matches, I do feel pretty confident just simming, even if the players are getting a bit tired. But in this one, 2 quick goals at the start. One for me, 1 for Coventry. I'm a draw on 1. So that is the player stamina catching up with them. Probably shouldn't be overusing them this much. Which is why in this last game here of the month against Barnsley, Jallo is starting, dropped Fakir to Cam. I want to keep a strong enough team just to get back in winning terms. Which after another 2 goals from Abubakar, we do get back. So yeah, that is it for December. Coming up next is the January transfer window, which will be in the next episode. So that is where I'm going to end today. I'll just really put the tables on the screen, what they're looking like at the moment. Starting off in League 1, I'm holding it quite well at the top, with Owen in second, 2 points behind me, and 2 points behind him again is Welshie on 60. We're just over halfway through the season, and it is still a very close race. The way I'm looking at it is I am 4 points away pretty much from the sack. I don't want to risk playoffs. I want to try and get automatic promotion. So for now I'm sitting well, but that could all fall apart. And in the championship, you can see at the top, Callum is still unbeaten. That's like a full season and a half, just more than that. He hasn't lost a league game. And he's pretty much guaranteed promotion to the Premier League this season. As Will is in second, and he is 15 points behind him. and then a further 8 points behind that is Seth in third. So it should be another pretty interesting end to that season. But yeah, as I say, that is where we're going to end off this episode. Next episode is going to be the January transfer window. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, it'd be so massively appreciated if you drop a like on it. And if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you next time.